Previously on Sister Wives.
Angie was so annoyed about the things they decided to put on camera this episode. She was having little fits of anger. That was the best part of the show, actually.
To me, reacting to the mundanity of it all.
Whoever decided this is what audiences want to watch needs to get fired. Today is a brainstorming session for some interesting interactions we'll see this season of Sister Wives. Give me your best ideas, guys.
Why don't we show footage of Christine meeting with her matchmaker?
That's a good one.
Why don't we have the footage of Robyn reacting to the fact Kody hasn't seen Savannah in 6 weeks?
I'm sure the fans will like that.
Why don't we get a transcript of the sibling group chat?
Those are all great ideas, but I just came up with something genius.
Today, McKelty and I will be making origami cranes.
Hey, Mom, do you miss Dad's abs?
So no one told you that polygamy was bad. You have got no husband, your kids have got no dad. It's like you're always stuck as space and life, when it hasn't been a good week, a month, a year, in your whole life. He's not there for you. He's afraid of being poor. He's not there for you, like he wasn't there before. He's not there for you. What doesn't Annie do?
Hello, welcome back to the recap. My name is Angie. This is my husband Tim. Morty's over here. And we are recapping from a Mario Speedway racetrack.
Watch out for bananas.
We'll get to the point why this makes sense in a second. Before we start the recap, I just want to address a couple things. I have noticed that the YouTube algorithm is starting to kick in because the video I uploaded last week has been the most viewed one since I've started this channel. So that's great. That means that there's a ton more positivity in the comments. But that also means I get a few negative ones that slip in there as well.
To be fair, it's like 100 positive to every negative one. So, yeah.
But I have the personality where I just tend to gravitate towards negative feedback.
Yeah, it's normal but not healthy.
In the last week, I was ruminating over the negative comments, and I just said to Tim, I'm like, I'm going to shut the YouTube channel down.
Yeah, for like 4 hours before I managed to talk her down.
It also helped that I took a nap. But seriously, when I'm super high strung, it's harder for me to come up with an animation because I do have to go through a process when I'm making them. First, I have to watch my recap at least once, and then I have to make a list of ideas that would make for a good animation. It has to be funny, it has to have a good premise, and it has to have enough beats to carry itself, just so that the whole thing works. So it was a little bit harder last week because I was so flustered. I usually finish the animation either on Friday or Saturday, and then I upload it on those days to my TikTok. But for the first time since the season 18 started, I uploaded it on Sunday since I could not for the life of me come up with a good skit.
Which just caused her to become more anxious.
So anyways, what's my point?
Your point is that you're thankful for all the people who do support you.
Yes, I read your comments, and if they're nice, I do try to react or like all of them. So thank you. Speaking of more attention to our channel, the second point I want to address is please, please, please do not share our videos to Reddit, because I hang out there a lot and I can't stand the negative criticism or the downvotes. Reddit is a scary place.
Yeah, the Sister Wives subreddit, for whatever reason, has never been very supportive of Angie or her animations.
Well, they have, okay, so there are two Sister Wives subreddits. There's TLC Sister Wives and Sister Wives. Whenever I finished an animation, I would upload it immediately to TLC Sister Wives subreddit. And since August or September, they've only allowed written out discussion posts. And the other Sister Wives subreddit, for whatever reason, whenever I upload anything there, I get downvoted to heck. And they must not like cartoons, or they just, I don't know what the deal is over there. But they're not as welcoming to the content I try to share. Someone did try to do that. They posted a link to the Sister Wives subreddit to one of our recaps. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's great. And I commented, I'm glad you like the content. I went back to check on that post a couple hours later and saw that the mods removed it for self-promotion/spam, which I felt bad because they were just trying to share another podcaster. And which, by the way, if you're watching this right now and you are that person who posted that, I just want to say I so appreciate you. I'm glad you think Tim and I are funny enough to want other people to know about us. But again, I feel terrible because I was afraid that they got banned or something else. So it does seem that the mods are inconsistent on what rules to enforce.
And when.
Yeah, because again, that post obviously wasn't self-promotion because
you didn't post.
Yeah, I didn't post it. And for the record, I see so many people on that subreddit always sharing who their favorite Sister Wives YouTubers and podcasters were. Anyways, bottom line is don't share to Reddit because I don't know what's going to happen there.
If you do want to support Angie, just like and drop a comment or something. That's more than enough.
That was a long rant.
Let's start this thing.
Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 7, Throwing in the Towel. I know this title is geared towards Meri because she was the one who explicitly stated in this episode that she isn't going to give up. So maybe not throwing in the towel is a better name.
I mean, I think it was also with Janelle that had this parallel storyline thing going on.
Yeah, but I don't know if she is either, because obviously she's not going to divorce Kody just yet.
Maybe they intended to throw in the towel, but decided to throw in the towel to throwing in the towel.
Okay. I guess maybe that probably refers to Kody.
I mean, he threw in the towel years ago.
Yeah. He gives up so easily, but then he denies it.
For his honor.
Honor!
Honor! Sounds like a Klingon. Okay, let's go.
The episode begins with the introduction of the two scenes that will take up the entirety of the program. The meetup of Janelle and Christine, and the meetup between Meri and Robyn. I can't believe this show makes so much money.
I think this was actually probably the best constructed episode so far, because you could tell they wanted to have these two aligned conversations happening where basically the same thing was happening in both.
It wasn't entertaining, but at least it was a little bit well set up, and you can come at me for that. We'll start off with the former meetup. Janelle in her confessional is saying that she is about to go on a lunch date with Christine. This is a much-needed get-together since the former third wife doesn't know the particulars of Janelle's marriage status.
She has some guesses, though.
Janelle is anxious to open up to her. For the third time, we are graced with more interactions staged at Salsa Brava. So this makes Christine, Kody, and Janelle having dined at this establishment on camera 2 times each.
Yes.
On the other side of town, we are shown the meeting between Meri and Robyn. Robyn rolls up in a large pickup truck outside Meri's house. I found this kind of irritating because last season, Robyn sort of ridiculed Janelle about driving Curtis's truck since it was so huge, and now she's just nonchalantly pulling up to Meri's driveway in one. Kody last season was like, I'm not going to let a soccer mom drive this. I don't think the truck Robyn was driving was Curtis's since it didn't have the same decal as the one when Aurora went to get her ears pierced. But I still found it duplicitous on Robyn and Kody's end to just make fun of Janelle like that, but then Kody lets Robyn drive his trucks anyway.
Yeah, these jack.
After 6 episodes, the viewers get what we thought was inconceivable, a conversation of Meri and Robyn filmed indoors. I guess this is a sign that Meri has indeed moved her product up to Parawan, We speculated that an indoor conversation wasn't possible in the last episode due to production being too lazy to blur any brand names / logos out.
I think the reason that Robyn was okay with it is because if those long distance shots were any indication, the crew were nowhere near them.
You thought it was a long shot?
Those shots where they would be all the way up on the stairs and they would look down at them.
Was that how it was?
For some of the time.
Okay, maybe it was okay since they were super far away from them. Okay, maybe that's how it was. Robyn claims that she has not the faintest idea of what Meri wants to discuss. Christine, on the other hand, has a strong notion of what Janelle wants to speak with her about. Christine tells us that what she does know has been relayed to her through the grapevine, aka through Janelle's own children. According to them, their parents' marriage is the worst it's ever been. Back at Meri's, the ever-busy woman gives Robyn an update on her life. Basically, she needs to have easier access to her bed and breakfast. The commute between Flagstaff and Parowan is 5.5 hours. Multiple trips makes for a lot of unproductive time that could have went to running her 2 businesses. On top of that, whenever she's running Lizzie's, she is unable to sell her LuLaRoe inventory that is stored in her Arizona house. As a result, she is bringing all of that product with her to Parowan and subsequently downsizing from her very spacious Flagstaff home. For some reason, Robyn pretends that Meri moving to a smaller place within town and then being at the B&B more often is going to affect her. She protests in her confessional that Meri should keep things as they are because, quote, "This is her home, though." I'm like, you don't care. You never allowed your kids to play on Meri's gigantic playground equipment because you don't ever visit her.
Yeah, Robyn is insufferable during this entire conversation. And Meri is as well, because Meri is trying to sugarcoat the shit out of all of this.
It's almost entirely sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Robyn then asks her ex-BFF to explain the situation further. Meri tells her that she most likely is just going to be in Flagstaff when she's needed for filming. The rest of her time will be occupied by selling clothes or running the inn.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say that. Her exact words were, she'd come back to town when she's needed. Because obviously Robyn never calls or texts Meri, so Meri's definitely not needed in terms of family gatherings.
I don't know, maybe they need her to visit the notary with them and sign some papers?
Give us your property.
It's obnoxious because she's, oh, but I'll still live here. I'll have an address. And Robyn's, what? Are you sure? Your heart's gonna be here?
And Meri is just dancing around it so bad.
Meri is being so insufferable here because she is saying one thing, but we know that she's saying the opposite of what she actually wants to say.
Yeah, we'll get more into that. How Meri bites her tongue in front of this friend who she doesn't want to upset.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of creepy.
Aside from the filming agenda, Meri wonders if coming to Flagstaff might give her the possibility to have a relationship with Robyn, Robyn's kids, or better yet, spark a flame between her and Kody again. That's not happening. Sorry, girl.
I think she knows it too.
Speaking of Kody, we get the douche canoe driving around in his Audi with the top down, wearing a visor with the wind in his curly locks.
What's left of them?
Robyn tells us in a voiceover that her biggest fear due to Meri leaving is being stuck with this man by herself. She reiterates how unsteady she has been, being in a monogamous relationship to him.
I mean, that's a fear that everyone in the audience can empathize with, but she's the last person in the world that should be bemoaning this fate.
She deserves what she gets. Back in Salsa Brava, Janelle lets us know of some mildly infuriating information. She has gone to see their family counselor, Nancy, by herself.
Which is great for her.
But it was annoying because those kinds of dialogues are so in theme with the show. So I'm not sure why this Zoom therapy session or in-person meeting wasn't filmed. It's not like she went to some new professional who has no history of letting cameras inside their therapy sessions. This is like the matchmaker talk all over again. Everything is just passed on to us secondhand. Anyways, back to the lunch. Janelle vented to Nancy that she wants to be done with Kody. Christine seems surprised. She's like,
She reacts in the same way that she reacted when she found out that Maddie was pregnant. She's just, oh, this is fantastic. Is it a boy or a girl? It's a girl. I'm a girl. Yay, no Kody. Which I think is hilarious because it's the exact opposite reaction that Robyn is getting to Meri leaving. Janelle has come to give Christine good news, and Robyn has come to get bad news from Meri, even though they're both stating the exact same thing, which is, we out.
Christine wants what's best for Janelle, and Robyn just wants what's best for Robyn.
Or possibly what's worst for Meri, whichever is easier.
What a great friend. Some footage that definitely didn't surprise any of us is the one that's going down at Coyote Pass. Kody and his celestial children, minus Dayton since he doesn't like being on camera, and minus the Tenders because they are too young, are going to have a blast riding ATVs and their new motorbikes all over the property.
I think it's funny that we're already seeing divisions within this family group. Which ones are on camera, which ones aren't. It leads me to believe that it's all going to just crumble.
As soon as they're old enough to see how much of a jackass Kody is, they're all going to be gone. We see the two youngest children in a talking head. Something I noted, Ariella is 5 years younger than Solomon, but both of them are literally the same size right now.
Yeah, I remember looking at them, and Angie's like, Saul is probably sitting on a phone book.
Yeah, someone did point out there was a in and out sighting of Robyn, Kody, and Ariella, and I think Ariella is at Kody's shoulder now, and she's only 8 at this point.
Well, if we plot a graph, in 12 years, she's going to be 24 feet tall.
She's ready for the WNBA. Okay. So, anyways, I digress. It's just obnoxious watching this daddy-daughters bonding get-together because you know full well that there is a third scooter just laying around. And no surprise, Kody didn't bother inviting Savannah to go dirt biking with them. And she comes from the family of children who love the outdoors.
Yeah. Also, the little kids are super straight with us and letting us know that Robyn doesn't like any of this.
Mm-hmm. Putting the kids on camera is going to stab Robyn in the back. What was even more obnoxious was Kody's excuse as to why he is teaching Aurora, Brianna, and possibly a 20-year-old Saul and Ariella how to operate a motorbike. It's because when they get to the point of driving a car, the braking and acceleration will be more familiar to them. It's weird how he's thinking that teaching them to ride motorbikes is going to help them learn how to drive cars and not how to ride motorcycles. Because his reason for not getting the teenagers back in 2018 a motorcycle was because they had no experience. But in this instance, he's not worried about experience on motorcycles. He's specifically talking about car driving experience.
I think the whole thing's bull. I think he framed it as being educational, either to make himself look less like an imbecile in front of the camera or to better sell the getting of the motorbikes to Robyn. Either way, I think the part that's the dumbest part is where he's saying that he wants them to learn how to accelerate and decelerate and use the brake better so that it's easier on him when he teaches them how to drive, which is just even more selfish.
Yeah, because you might as well acclimatize your children to a car by just letting them play Mario Kart if you're not going to actually let them drive a real car. I guess I just don't understand the stepping stone. Riding a motorcycle will help them transition to driving vehicles.
I think it works in theory, but I still think it's a dumb idea.
As Brianna rides her motorbike down a straight path, we see Aurora driving her ATV in a big circle in the dirt.
I mean, a big old pile of dirt. That's what they have here, a big old pile of dirt.
She looked uncharacteristically confident.
As she was taking those corners.
Mm-hmm. Back at the Mexican restaurant, Janelle continues her discussion that it has been over a month since Kody and her sat down and talked about their future. Despite both of them acquiescing to couples counseling, neither side has reached out to the other to make that happen. Christine is visibly annoyed listening to this news. She outright explains that Kody's procrastination on fixing any of his relationships is consistent with his past behavior. He's always strung along Meri. He's been stringing along Christine until she had enough and decided to leave his and now he is doing that to Janelle. Janelle hasn't completely cut that string yet, since she still holds a lot of affection for her deadbeat of a partner.
For some reason.
The sensible woman then gives us the most insensible reason as to why she isn't going to call it quits just yet. She is apparently waiting on some God-given sign that she must indeed leave Kody. She is waiting on a literal miracle.
I empathize so hard with Christine having to look at Janelle, because you could tell that Christine wants to tear her hair out waiting for Janelle to finally leave Kody.
You can tell Christine really cares about Janelle. Someone who is definitely waiting on a miracle for Kody to want her back is Meri. On the couch, she confesses that a big fear of hers is that making Parowan more of her home is going to make it seem that she is taking the easy way out. She throws Kody under the bus, claiming that that was his approach to everything, to just take the path of least resistance. She goes, "That's what Kody's done for many years, just going to where it's easiest. Now look at our relationship." Meri flat out tells Robyn that Kody doesn't give a crap as to where she settles. The polygamy expert then gives her POV of why Meri is actually sticking it out. It's because of Meri's own integrity and commitment. Every time Robyn uses this word, commitment, to describe Meri, I just think of the fact that Meri had an emotional affair. She technically broke that covenant to Kody. That commitment was shattered a long time ago, so this is BS.
She's just here because this is the only thing she has.
That's so sad.
I mean, yeah, but I don't feel bad for Meri.
Meri is reaping the rewards of her own actions. Anyways, she fills us in as to why she is resistant to throwing in the towel. She doesn't want to give Kody the satisfaction that he was the one who didn't give up on the marriage. Again, this is a relationship that is still hanging on purely because of spite.
Yes. Spite perfectly describes both of them.
Meri carries on, saying that she is torn between not doing anything and also wanting her sorry excuse of a husband to realize he's made commitments. She says that she's feeling apathetic. The constant pining for Kody is mentally draining on the indecisive woman.
It's mentally draining on me too.
You and all the rest of the audience. We change gears. The ramen-haired man is sitting on a pile of logs, drinking what looks like a tumbler filled with either Plexus or hot water. He admits that he does feel bad with how the lunch appointment between Janelle and him went down, but didn't feel bad enough to contact Janelle during the 6 weeks following that interaction.
Wait, it's been 6 weeks since that?
Yeah, so he didn't call prior.
6 weeks prior.
And then month later, 6 weeks, he hasn't called her.
If they keep skipping 6 weeks at a time, why is this show so far behind schedule?
I know, because the next episode, I believe, is during Janelle's birthday, which is May 6th. So it went from the beginning of February, then the beginning of March, and I'm guessing now at May.
I think the show has realized that they only need about 16 minutes of footage, and then they can just intersplice 40 minutes of drone footage.
There were so many drone time lapses this episode. Kody didn't feel the need to call her since she made it clear to him that she wants to be separated. As a result, he didn't make any effort to facilitate any therapy sessions. Janelle tells Christine that a big factor in wanting to stay separated is due to her religious beliefs.
These things.
She is afraid that divorcing Kody would mean others won't take her spirituality seriously. She didn't say those exact words, but that's what I deduced. She just keeps stressing that their religion preaches against divorce and one must see it through no matter the cost. Janelle reiterates that the sacred covenants she made when she entered into the plural lifestyle are binding, even after death. I mean, technically, Janelle has broken a marriage covenant when she divorced her first husband, albeit she was a mainstream Mormon. I don't get why she's so hung up on the commitment issue. No one's gonna see you as any less pious because you broke things off with Kody.
I don't know. Maybe Kody's a lot more respected within the polygamist sphere than we know.
But I thought he hasn't attended a church congregation in years.
I don't know. These people don't make any sense.
Janelle says sometimes in a marriage a person changes and their partner is or isn't along for the ride. So I'm thinking Janelle shouldn't have to feel guilty if Kody isn't along for the ride.
I can't imagine a ride I'd want to be with Kody on.
Maybe it's like Thelma and Louise and you drive off a cliff or something.
I could do that. But then how would I not die?
You have a parachute.
Okay, I have a parachute.
Kody can die.
Kody could die.
The second wife continues her annoying spiel that she didn't really see any deal breakers that would make her want to end the marriage. She asserts that there has been no outright abuse, neglect, or, quote, anything she can point her finger to that would say, "This is why I deserve a divorce." This is bothersome since 2 episodes ago, Janelle had acknowledged that her children felt neglected by their dad, And she plainly told us that that was something she always overlooked. So I really dislike her in this moment when she's again saying there was no crime from Kody that would justify a breakup.
This is actually really upsetting to hear, this idea that Janelle wants an instigating event that she can point to, when that's really not how relationships work. Kody's not going to just come out and do something that she can say, there we go, now we can break up. It's going to be small, compounded neglect or small abuses, and never will Kody give a solid, and this is the reason why you should divorce me.
And Janelle is going to have to realize sooner or later that these microaggressions are the instigating event. The conversation is interrupted by a waitress, bringing the ladies some cups of tea. Christine waits for the server to leave the space entirely before resuming the chit-chat.
This is the best part of the episode for me, where Christine is having a conversation with Janelle, and the second the door closes, she completely changes to a different subject. And I think to myself, this is real. Mm-hmm. This is real, because she didn't need to do that.
She got excited. She's like, okay, now give me the dirt, Janelle.
Tell me about how much you hate him.
Christine asks Janelle if she thinks Kody will change, and if so, is the extremely devout woman going to take him back? Janelle agrees to that hypothetical situation, but doesn't think it's realistic. Christine animatedly agrees, saying the person Kody has turned into is someone she definitely wouldn't have considered marrying. She goes, I'm so not attracted to anybody like that. Both of them reminisce on what this past version of Kody was like. He was bold and courageous, with a magnetic personality that drew others to him. Nowadays, he's a sad, pathetic old man who is comfortable only when his wives are submitting to the patriarchy, where they subsequently surrender their independence.
I wonder if you can pinpoint when Kody changes.
I want to say maybe 2014.
What happened to 2014?
I don't know, but I think that's a good medium year between when he married Robyn and when she started to clip him like a bonsai tree.
Yeah, I can see it.
Meri gets in on this. She maintains that the Kody she first met had a cheery disposition about the world. Robyn adds that he is just an angry man all the time. Meri reassures her that the man Robyn married in 2010 isn't the same one he is today. To the producers, the man who is constantly redirecting blame then accuses Christine and Janelle for deciding that they just didn't want to be in functional marriages to him anymore.
See, he wanted them to remain in dysfunctional marriages to him.
Kody doesn't value these women at all. He whines to us, they changed too. We've all changed. Meri asked the million-dollar question, but why has he changed? Robyn is about to utter something but holds back. Meri seems to know what the monogamist woman's thoughts are. She voices that she doesn't believe Kody is grieving over the loss of a big picture. If that really were the case, he'd put more effort into loving all members of his family. Robyn defends the actions of the failed polygamist, saying that these recent events have really messed with his head. Once more, Meri questions her. Then why has Kody not done anything to solve these extremely solvable issues? This pisses Robyn off. She gets ostensibly agitated by the accusation that her spouse is a lazy bum. She goes, what do you mean by that? What is he supposed to do about this? The desperately lonely woman then responds, I mean with me. Robyn chuckles and doesn't give an answer. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about you.
I was defending my own honor. I didn't realize it was about you.
She doesn't say that last part, but seriously, this woman is so unempathetic. She doesn't hear the words coming out of her mouth.
It reminds me of Kody from last episode and his abs.
They have been social distancing from reality for quite a while. From one unempathetic person to another, we segue to an interview where Kody is declaring to the viewers that he does call Janelle regularly to see if things can be patched up.
I'm just thinking, he says he calls her periodically? Mm-hmm. What, every 6 months?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
That's good enough. I mean, that's what he did with Garrison and Gabe.
Does he have a Google Calendar alerts? Remind me. I need to talk to Gabe. Remind me in 6 months.
His birthday is coming up in a week. Anyways. Again, Janelle just told us 2 minutes ago that there has been no contact from him the entire month after their discussion. Back at Meri's house, Robyn tries to wrap up the conversation. The favored wife tells her that maybe she can pencil in a play date for which the desperately lonely woman can interact with the children. The former first wife is clearly upset by this imaginary suggestion and points out, okay, but we need to communicate. you need to call or text me once in a while too.
That is something that Robyn is incapable of.
So, something I noticed about what Meri is doing is that throughout her conversation with Robyn is that she is biting her nails or she has her hand partially covering her mouth.
She's like touching her teeth.
That's a nonverbal form of communication that a person is trying to force themselves to keep quiet about something. And that's true. It's evident that Meri does want to say to Robyn's face that Robyn hasn't been a good friend. She hardly ever called Meri, who was her so-called bestie during the 2 years of the pandemic.
It's so clear that Meri just wants to lay it all on the line for Robyn, but Meri just can't do it.
The brunette makes a grimace at that simple remark. I'm now going inside myself since I'm just so caught up in what's going on in the family. She expresses to her ex-BFF that what is consuming her is the downfall of Kody and Janelle's marriage. I laughed when she admitted that. This is the second time Robyn has said to Meri's face that the only struggling marriage to Kody she cares about is Janelle's.
And what happened to the whole, you're not supposed to talk about other people's failed marriages?
Oh, we'll get more into that. What a hypocrite Robyn is. Apparently no one is willing to talk about the failed marriages, but Robyn can. Kody spouts more BS that Janelle has told him that she doesn't want to be in a marriage to him anymore since, quote, the kids are already raised, so there's no point. That was damning for him to say, since he was the one who, without reservation, told Janelle that he only wants to be a father to the tender kids, since teenagers don't need their parents as much. Janelle was the one who communicated to him that he must be a parent to kids of different life stages, and he was the one that didn't understand the point. He really needs to get that finger he is pointing to everyone and turn that back on himself.
And shove it up his own ass. The thing that's upsetting about Kody is I'm convinced that he must have had some really neglectful parents. This whole situation is emblematic of the fact that Kody thinks that everything he is doing
is a step up.
Is normal. He thinks that this is the natural way of things. And the only way I can even fathom that he thinks that this is the way things ought to be, or this is the natural order, is that this was how he was treated. I don't think that Kody's father gave a shit about him. And so now he's got this generational trauma and he's spreading it out.
He has admitted that he has daddy issues. He would say that his dad was so against him playing sports and would rather just have him work full-time on the ranch. And I think Kody thinks, well, he lets all of his kids do recreational, extracurricular activities, and he's doing all the things that his father never let him do. But again, he's also not seeing that he has a lot of other shortcomings.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to be the best parent for himself.
Which I can see where he's coming from. You can only see the neglect you've had and try to counter that. But again, there's a lot of people that are telling him exactly what he needs to do, and he's just not taking that advice.
It's this generational trauma that's biting him, and it is a blessing that Kody's children really don't have to feel that way. By all accounts, most of the brown kids are going to be okay.
Yeah, hopefully. Kody then invalidates his need for marriage reconciliation by then saying he is fine with not doing that with Meri. And he is good with that.
He's very open in this episode about the fact that he's willing to use Meri as an example, but he's also not willing to actually get together with Meri.
He's a real hypocrite about that. We pivot to Robyn claiming that she is unable to persuade Kody to fix his 2 remaining marriages. Cody's gonna do what Cody's gonna do. Again, this woman has told us in the last Tell Nothing that if she and Kody were ever in a tight spot, she'd march his butt to a therapist so quick because she wouldn't let him walk away. I wonder where that energy and fervor went for these other plural marriages she supposedly cares about.
She has the power to control Kody, but she's not willing to use that power for anyone but herself.
I mean, you either have plural marriages with these current women, or supposedly you get him to date other women who may or may not be younger than you. So these are your choices, Robyn, if you want to continue celestial marriage.
I'm thinking that that's probably what she's afraid of. She doesn't want to have young, hotter wives.
Then put in more of an effort. Goodness. Okay. We watch more drivel from Kody saying that he does want things to be good between Janelle and him for the sake of their children and their honor.
Oh my goodness.
In other words, divorce looks bad on him, so he doesn't want another divorce on his record.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, he's already divorced from Meri. Where is he getting this embarrassment from?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like the clip from Star Trek Lower Decks where Mariner's yelling, "Honor! Honor! I am a Klingon, I like honor!"
That's what Kody looks like.
That's what he looks like.
Now I'm thinking of Kody just having that brow ridge of a Klingon.
He's halfway there.
Klingons are also really good at taking care of their hair.
Mm-hmm. They also have the same facial hair. It fits on so many levels. I think they also can be polygamists. Anyway, keep going.
I have to look up the Star Trek racial lore. Back with the two besties, Christine tries to dig deep into some shared issues she and Janelle may have had. She divulges about Kody's annoying prerequisite to be in good standing with Robyn in order to be in good standing with him. Janelle validates the ex-wife's story, saying that the steepest hurdle in connecting with her husband was figuring out how to deal with his favorite wife's victim complex. We then get to the line of the episode. The woman who keeps asking Meri if she was tricked when she married Kody, who keeps whining about why her family was blown to smithereens, who keeps complaining that the OG children are constantly bullying her and her children, labels herself as Kody's whipping boy and the Brown family scapegoat, then has the nerve to tell us that she doesn't consider herself a victim. She doesn't allow herself to fall into that sort of mentality.
And I died. I went up to celestial heaven and
with a bunch of polygamists.
Where all the polygamists live, you know, the ones they all have weird inbred features. And then it came back down because I'm like, nope, so hard out of that.
Janelle continues talking about how obstructive Robyn was when it came to fostering a cohesive unit. She mentions to Christine that neither of them were ever even given the chance to mother Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, Saul, and Ari due to their mom hiring separate childcare.
Thank you. They said the thing. They said the thing that we've all been thinking for years. They said the thing.
Christine responds, saying that in her perspective, being a good sister wife meant being able to shoulder the responsibility of raising children together. When Robyn denied them that opportunity, Christine didn't know how to be a good sister wife to her.
She was robbed of her role.
The second wife adds that the plural dynamic was further strained when their husband started to gauge how well his individual marriages were by how well each wife got along with Robyn. Janelle then really lays into how Machiavellian the favored wife truly was. She conveys that more often than not, Robyn will play this really weird card where she will feign obliviousness when confronted with issues. Yeah, Robyn did that when Janelle tried to tell her to not buy her McMansion, and then all of a sudden Kody uses their non-confrontational interaction as proof that Janelle was a bully to her.
It's the worst. Every single time we see Robyn do all of her f***ed up things, she just denies it. She's, oh, what? What are you talking about? No, I don't know what anybody's talking about. I'm just a cinnamon roll who's so good at being polygamy.
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, I'm thinking Janelle probably went back to Robyn saying why their spouse is being so accusatory, and that's when the manipulative bitch went, I don't know. I didn't tell him that.
No, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I'm just a small town girl who wants to be in the big movies.
And I can break dance pretty good.
I don't know nothing. I'm just a dummy.
Oh, gosh. The rational wife then restates that a major reason why her marriage is strained is because whenever Janelle brings up to Kody issues concerning Robyn, he will outright tell her that she is an abusive sister wife for even bringing it up. Again, Kody believes Robyn is the paragon of perfection.
I mean, it's super clear. The thing that changed was Robyn. Robyn didn't just change the dynamic, she changed the game.
It went from being, can you get along well enough with Meri? Can you treat Christine enough like a princess? To, can you kiss Robyn's enough?
Yeah, it used to be that they just needed to be a family. Now they need to be obsessed with Robyn.
The two-faced snake counters these multiple claims of having forced a wedge between Kody and the previous wives. Like Kody, she deflects that blame onto those very people, saying that they aren't working hard enough to fix their marital problems and to leave her out of it. She goes, "They just need to stop talking about me." Upon saying that line, the editors then cut to footage of Robyn complaining about how Christine is ruining the family. I love how the editors are just trolling her at this point. The woman who wants to be left out of the gossip then gossips to Meri that Christine has gaslit Kody into believing the Vegas years were terrible. Christine has completely destroyed his past. She continues exaggerating to Meri that Christine was 100% disgusted by polygamy and ruined Kody's once jolly outlook to the lifestyle. Upon watching this footage, the ex-wife smirks and says that she cannot be held accountable for her ex's spiritual departure, claiming that she never held that kind of control over him when it came to his own religious beliefs.
Yes, the idea that Christine ruined Kody's faith in their religion. Christine's like, what are you talking about? He treated me like I didn't have any power. I was the ugly one. I was the one who liked to eat nachos. And he turns around and says, I'm the one that has the ability to destroy his faith in God. What?
I feel the longer that Kody is away from Christine, the more he is apt to view her as someone who is so powerful and more nefarious. Meri outright says that Robyn is dramaticizing Christine's claims that life was hell for all minutes of the day. Instead, she believes the third wife, like herself, had her frustrations with all of the parents. If Kody chose to twist Christine's narrative to being all bad, that offense was on him. Kody then declares that Christine just never had the personality to function in a polygamist dynamic. His exact words were, "She was never a good fit for polygamy." I think she was a decent fit overall. You just changed the game on her that she had to be compliant to Robyn.
Yeah, it used to be like this balancing act between all of the sister wives and Kody, and balancing needs and everybody's getting what they feel like they deserve, to the primary measuring stick that everybody is gauged next to is, are they good enough friends with Robyn? Which ruined everything.
And even if you were great friends with Robyn, just look at Meri. That didn't save her either. Those who are a good fit for each other are Janelle and Christine. They get animated talking about what the future has in store for them. They still refer to each other as sister wives / besties. In the event that either of them chooses to remarry, whether polygamously or monogamously, they both agree that both of them are a package deal. They will always be the two musketeers.
Which makes me just think, Christine and Janelle are the family. Everybody else is talking about trying to keep the family together.
Yeah, but Janelle and Christine are the bulk of the family. They have the bulk of the children.
They're holding together all the people that want to be held together just fine. Who's on the team? Kody, Robyn, and Meri.
I guess the 6. I don't know if Leon is included in this. I don't think they want to even be in the Brown family anymore.
Exactly. And so it's super clear that there's the family. And then there's Kody and Robyn and Meri, who are all stewing about mourning the loss of the family. But guess what? You're the ones who left the family.
Mm-hmm. If you want to rebuild the family is right over there. Go get it. Back with the frenemies, Robyn is doing her best Beaker impression as she and Meri sit in silence for a few seconds. Well, she's like... Beaker does that, right?
Yeah, no, yes. The whole time I was looking at Robyn's face, and I was thinking she looks like a Muppet in this episode.
That's because she puts mascara on the bottom lashes of her eyes. That's kind of what made me think that. Robyn takes some solace, believing that the Parowan move is temporary. To put it simply, she is comforted knowing that an ally / paycheck is still choosing to hang on around her. Meri then becomes her usual insufferable self. She claims that Robyn and her are the only ones willing to mend the family together, since they are the only two willing to have the hard conversations. I am so angry at this statement because for the entirety of hers and Robyn's conversation, Meri was holding back since she didn't want to upset the queen wife. Everything she wanted to say to Robyn's face was said on the couch. Meri is so far removed from what an honest conversation looks like.
It's obnoxious because up until this point in the season, we thought that she's had kind of some emotional growth in the talking heads footage, she'll say snarky things. She'll say what she's really thinking. But right here, Meri has a whole downgrade.
Yeah, she definitely devolved back to her first Digimon form.
Yeah, she definitely is a lot more pathetic here as she's making these claims about them having the hard conversations, especially since during this episode, we see their lame play school conversation being intercut with Janelle and Christine's actual hard-hitting conversation. And we see that Meri talks with Robyn with kid gloves on. She's so afraid of upsetting Robyn, and it's annoying because I know a lot of us want to feel sympathy for Meri because Meri is so pathetic at this point. But the whole time I kept thinking, Meri is just a failed Robyn.
If Meri could be Robyn, she would be Robyn.
If Meri could do the things that Robyn has done, she would have done the shit out of them already.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for these two.
In fact, I feel joy when they're unhappy, which is one of the reasons why this episode kind of is better than usual.
Anyways, Meri voices that she and Robyn see the value in the family, so they are the only ones willing to have these kinds of heart-to-hearts.
And they say the family, they specifically mean Kody, Robyn, and Meri.
And the tenders.
It's so gross the way that these women decide where the family is based on where the Kody is. As if Kody is the family and everybody else just orbits his.
Yeah, he is the nucleus of this family because he is the part that drags everybody down.
Particle physics, humor, delightful.
This line is once again juxtaposed against the actual heartfelt exchange between Christine and Janelle. The liberated woman vents to her sister wife about how unhelpful Kody was concerning the family parties she's hosted as opposed to when Robyn hosted them.
Oh man, this part hurt me.
Kody was always super eager to be at his favorite wife's beck and call. Janelle weakly agrees to her friend's viewpoint that may be what it has evolved to. The logical wife reminds Christine that she can indeed vent to her. However, Janelle herself won't outright reciprocate that zeal for bashing Kody due to the status of their marriage.
Fuck you, Janelle. I think this part was super real of Christine. Super authentic and vulnerable. Christine was being vulnerable to Janelle here in a way that really, really made me feel empathetic to Christine, where she says, the whole time we were together, I would throw parties every time we had family parties, and Kody would show up as a guest. But whenever Robyn threw a party, he would throw the party. And I thought there's no better way to exemplify the difference between Robyn's relationship with Kody and Christine's relationship with Kody. It's so clear how unequal it is. It is so clear that Christine could do all this work and Kody won't appreciate it. And Robyn could need work and Kody would give it. It's apples to apples.
It sucks because we see that it never mattered how much Christine gave Kody. Christine would ask things from Kody, he would refuse to give it. And then Robyn comes along and he just drops everything on the floor and indulges her in her every desire.
I mean, you can't get more clear about that. It's so annoying. It's so gross.
The episode starts to wind down. Meri wants Robyn with her when she divulges to their husband that she is moving. The polygamist expert nods in agreement, saying she is fluent in speaking Kody and will relay this in clear terms to him. In a last-ditch effort to permanently keep Meri, Robyn gives the floundering woman false hope that Kody is still trying to find a way to work things out for herself and Janelle. She adds in a careless remark, "And he's also trying to work things out with you in his own strange way." The comment doesn't go unnoticed and incenses Meri. She loudly asserts, "There's no question, Robyn. He's done with me." Robyn continues, dangling that carrot, saying that Kody has voiced to her that he still wants all four of them out there, living happily ever after on the property. Immediately after saying this, you can see Robyn takes a gulp.
It's a lie.
Yeah, she knows she's full of
It's a lie. Robyn just lied, and Robyn lied, and Meri knows that she lied, and it's a bluff that Robyn is afraid that Meri's going to call her out on, and of course Meri isn't going to do that because she is desperate for any crumb of hope.
the manipulative then straight up tells the cameras that her goal for Meri is to keep her hanging on by whatever means possible. She makes a Freudian slip. Until they decide to figure it out, I'll just give her a little bit of rope to hang on to. I think she meant hope. Robyn is really showing her cruelty in that she's just willing to let Meri dangle on the side of a building whilst waiting for Kody to push her off.
I love you! Don't go! I got you, brother. Oh, no, you don't. What are you doing? Stop! Why are you doing that?
I know I shared that meme before, but it's just so fitting to reuse it in this particular instance.
Yeah, it's so clear that Robyn is willing to lie to keep these women strung along because she's so desperate for her own big picture.
The ropeless wife then spells out why she believes Robyn is full of Meri has heard Kody badmouth her ad nauseum, making it abundantly clear he has less than zero interest in rebuilding their relationship. She brings up a poignant argument that if Kody is in good standing with Robyn and Janelle, is he suddenly going to be an advocate for plural marriage again? Robyn is dumbfounded by this hypothetical situation. Meri emphasizes once again that those women are his only two options for keeping up the facade that he is still a polygamist. Robyn says that she can only do so much. Again, she is missing the point that Kody has already excluded Meri from his big picture.
So at this point, Meri has realized the same thing that we've all realized. Kody doesn't want to be a polygamist anymore. He just wants to be with Robyn. And Meri is saying this to Robyn, and Robyn is so incapable of understanding this concept that she is dumbfounded. She's like, what do you mean? Of course he's a polygamist. We're all polygamists. We're all polygamists together. We're all polygamists together. And Meri has to lay it out and saying, no, I'm not married to him. Christine's not married to him. Janelle seems to be out the door. What are you going to do when he's no longer a polygamist? Robyn is angry because Robyn didn't see this coming. Maybe she's in denial or what it is, but she's angry that Meri is even bringing it up.
Yeah, it's just another one of those times where, as Janelle said, Robyn is feigning ignorance because she doesn't actually want to speak what she's actually feeling.
If there's anything that's going to be the end of Kody and Robyn's relationship, it is going to be the fact that Kody wants to be a monogamist.
And Robyn wants him to get more women.
And see, that's the thing. Robyn maneuvered Kody into the position that he's in right now, and it's backfiring completely. And I am just so happy every time that Robyn's upset.
Schadenfreude.
Sweet, sweet Schadenfreude.
Meri then smirks silently to herself as she looks out the window. Baldylocks once again maintains that he doesn't want to reconcile with Meri since she is, quote, not a good fit for him. Back at the dining establishment, Janelle recounts to Christine about the blow-up argument she and Kody had around the middle of December. Ever since her decision to separate from him, she felt like a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. She is enjoying this Kody-less period for the time being. She is open to dating another man if that man came with neon flashing arrows, aka literal signs from the Almighty to leave her absentee husband. Again, waiting on a miracle is a waste of time. Looking for a sign is just an excuse to keep the status quo of your life.
I think that there was a guy in the Bible that said that that was a bad thing to do.
Who is it?
I think his name was Jesus.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Oh, what'd he say?
Yeah, he said that this idolatrous generation that looks after signs. Mm-hmm. Signs are lazy. Signs are what you need in order to get off your ass. And so it's hilarious when religious people start talking about needing signs. It's like, what do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?
If something is that important, you have to figure that out yourself. Christine and Janelle reflect on the new chapters that transpired within the year. Christine jokes how telling it is that Janelle cried during her and Truly's send-off, but didn't shed a tear when she separated from Kody. Both ladies get emotional over their cemented/unshakable bond. The wholesome footage is once again contrasted against a talking head showing Robyn's vindictiveness. She cries at the camera, begging Meri to hang around her and Kody for her own relief. This time, it's Meri's turn to throw some rope to Robyn. Meri suddenly hints to her friend that she is ready to wholeheartedly embark on the projects she's laid out for herself. She wants to bring that energy with her and share it with those who want her in return. So Robyn either isn't picking up what Meri is putting down, or she just doesn't want to be involved in Meri's life, because that would mean getting off her butt.
Yes, she is an extremely lazy person when it comes to upkeeping relationships.
What? She's not the empathetic family communicator?
No, she is not the family empath. She is the family won't get up off her.
Because Meri does throw her a bone, saying that she is entering a new part of her life where she wants to be around people that want her. And Robyn doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Robyn's like, what am I supposed to say? You want me to say that I like you? Sure, I like you, fine.
We get the ending statements of the episode from the woman who just claimed she doesn't play the victim. Robyn complains, I wanted to live plural marriage, but I'm starting to feel tricked. Other people have been making decisions for my life that I did not choose, and that makes me so very angry and depressed. End of episode.
Oh my God, that woman. She's upset that other people are leaving the family as if that's somehow her choice to make.
She is angry when she's not in control, and when she's not in control, she feels like she's being victimized.
She needs to be in control of everyone to feel like she is safe and secure. It's really gross.
Anyways, give us summary.
Okay. All right. We see Meri break the news to Robyn that Meri is leaving Flagstaff, only to chicken out at the last second and claim that she wasn't really going to leave Flagstaff. Then we see the little kids ride scooters for some reason. Then we see Christine losing her mind with excitement at the thought of Janelle leaving Kody's. That's it.
I like the juxtaposition of these two
storylines.
But again, there's just nothing that's going on that we didn't already know.
That's right. I did like the part where Christine and Janelle were just like, hey, Robyn's a
Mm-hmm.
We knew that, but it was nice to see them say it.
Is there anything else?
No.
Okay. Thanks for making it this far. Again, don't share on Reddit. I don't want to deal with the drama. Okay. So that's it. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.